What kind of trouble do you have while staying at home?
Sorry, Uno-san, once again?
What kind of trouble or what kind of issues while you're staying at home?
I actually don't have any issues. Basically, I could imagine that, okay, what's different is I would be working out a lot more, so I'm not really doing much physically, and I don't go out a lot. That is also going. It's going to be troublesome. But I had my ribs broken anyway, so I was not. I wasn't really going to do much anyway until middle of April. So that's fine. There's still groceries available around here. We have Amazon that is delivering, so not that bad. It's quite comfortable actually. So I don't really mind that much, and I enjoy the time, the extra time that I get to study a little bit and to enjoy hobbies, like I play with Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun. I read more than I did before. So.
Are you doing exercise?
Sorry, once again.
Are you doing exercise?
Not at all.
It's bad.
My only exercise is going from the couch to my desk to toilet.
It's bad, too bad.
Yeah. Right. But like a lot of other people are complaining that they are actually snacking much more than they did before. Fortunately, so far I've been good. Also, my happy hour doesn't really start that early during the day, so it's okay.
Takashi, are you going to work weekday?
Sorry.
You staying at home on weekday, or are you going to your company?
Yeah, it depends on me.
Oh, it depends on me means company allow you to whatever you like.
Right. You decide.
Yes. Yeah. I'll be back to the office if I think I need to go back, but I can stay at home if I don't think I have to go. Yeah, just strongly suggesting you have to stay at home, but why? Don't bother.
By the way, by the way, we're going to talking back to the former issues about Yano's prepared report or his friend prepared report. Pandemic will going to happen in Japan? You said we will.
I would say it will not. And the reason being is that we are actually, Japanese people are not so much in close contact. They have not been. It's not in our nature to be in close contact. And the exponential figures that we are seeing overseas do not apply to us. That doesn't mean that we are out of trouble already. But I don't think there is any reason to believe that we will follow the American numbers. I think what's in that report, what I see from the graphs there, it's probably an assumption that okay, but what if we would go into the same shift as New York City? Then what would the numbers look like? And that is a useful exercise. But the what if condition seems to be quite unlikely. I don't think we will go into that same direction.
Okay, I agree with you. But it means that it might be takes longer for settling down this current coronavirus, right?
Right. So what you saw in the graphs, I don't know if you remember these. You saw these bell-shaped figures.
Mm-hmm.
That they are usually shorter with much bigger impact in the short term. But if you flatten the curve, then it also becomes longer.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in this long flat curve.
Mm-hmm.
It will take longer, but the overall costs in terms of people's lives will be less.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the economy, I'm not so sure.
Oh, economy. So it means actually we don't have less impact comparing with the United States. America is terrible. 3.5 million unemployment, people submit for the application
Right.
for their wages.
Right.
And also they just a lot of problem for the rent charge. They can't pay the rent fee next month. Right?
I think they created a law that they cannot evict anyone. Or was it U.S. or U.K.? I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that it was either U.S. or U.K. where they passed a law that landlords are not allowed to evict the people who rent their places because they cannot pay their rent next month. So that's basically legally prohibited to do that.
U.S.
That's U.S. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, don't forget that actually in the U.S. the percentage of people who work on a day by day and hourly base is much higher than in Japan. So the impact of this is much more felt in like a flex economy like the U.S. Workers are much less protected than they are in Japan.
America people, they do not have any savings. So
no, actually, all of them are in debt. The whole country is in debt.
Yeah, so as soon as current situation, majority of people get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, basically everybody's overspending in the it's part of the American dream, the American culture, that basically everybody has credit cards and live off their credit card, live in debt, and they're basically sustaining their debt. So they live beyond their means. Basically, having a debt. In my book, that means that you are spending more than you can afford, which is actually problematic in case that a situation like this hits you, because immediately you are.
New York State is very serious. If they continue more than 1 month, many companies will not survive.
Right.
Here in Japan, I think small company, I don't know how many months, maybe 2 or 3 months, they can sustain their company, but not more than that. Maybe 3 months is, I think, maximum limit. So it means pandemic continue, might be 3 months. So they'll recover.
Unfortunately, a lot of the Japanese companies are very liquid. So they have a lot of assets to pay their immediate debts, like the debts that the money that they owe to their workers. But of course, it's not infinite.
But problem is the Japanese government action is a little bit slow compared with America. And also, are they going to assure for the small companies, problem, or you mean the payment or sales revenues? And this is weaker than the United States.
Right.
But Japanese small size company, they have some savings compared with United States.
Yeah.
But I asked the small companies consultant. So the mostly very small restaurant is they have only 2 months cashes. The longest, the pandemic will last more than 3 months. Many restaurants go bankrupt.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
Yeah,
3
the
months
maximum is
yeah,
3 months.
3 months.
Even the hair salon is the one of the biggest hair salon chain. Is also they have 2 months
Really?
cashes. Yeah, operating cash. I mean, Yeah, probably 2 months or 3 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So pandemic is this time there might be 3 months span. We're going to be settled down. So I think we don't have a big impact of this pandemic.
Right.
But America, not America, just only New York State cannot sustain for 3 months. That is a big problem for America.
Yeah, exactly, because they're already in the red collectively. So there's no way that they can sustain that. It's everywhere, right? I yesterday I saw a documentary about 2008 financial crisis, and like everybody is in debt. Even the big financial firms, they were heavily in debt. And it was really a matter of days. The whole thing came down. It was really, it was not a matter of weeks. It was 4 days that it took for the entire financial system to collapse. 4 days. Yeah, it's incredible what a bubble we have created basically out of this whole financial world, which is very dangerous because it impacts our real world. So once this thing is over, then I hope they will be smart enough to actually encourage everybody to spend a lot inside Japan in order to reinvigorate the economy and to help all these small businesses to survive. Because if everybody becomes very conservative and they're afraid to go out still and they don't want to go to restaurants, etc., then they will go down anyway. So we all need to use money and say, okay, let's go back to normal and visit restaurants and spend money, because otherwise, they will all go under.
Right, this is a very serious issue. But how do you think? But compared with 2008 and now, America is very similar situation undergoing, but Japan is more weaker impact rather than 2008.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, Japan was basically the safety net for the United States. I mean, they provided they're at the end of all those bad loans, so that's why Japan was impacted so much. This time, it's happening at home. I don't know how much money is still used and put into the American economy.
But just Yano said 2 months is small company can sustain within 2 months. Might be they will not going to be bankrupt at this time. So the government is very serious to consider for the close down the city or country. Very careful about that. If they're going to close down the country, many small firm will going to be bankrupt, right? Because no customer, no deal.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't go out. I don't know what the actual numbers are at the moment. I read somewhere that the number of visitors are down 50%. I wouldn't surprise if it's only 50%. It would be really surprising, but especially during lunchtime, etc. It seems like the impact is not so big. Restaurants still get customers.
But I'm going to lunchtime for that steakhouse and almost not none, but very few customers now. So that company might be bankrupt.
Oh, you mean Ikinari, right?
Yes, might be I worry about that. We have to go.
So I think
Right.
it will be Ikinari bankrupt.
You're
right?
owner, Uno-san.
Yes, from tomorrow. Now is 91 ranking in Japan.
I'm sorry, 91 what?
Ranking in Japan.
Ah,
Okay. Last month 51 ranking in Japan.
As a public, the valuation of the company?
No. How much volume I ate.
Ah,
So that company will bankrupt if continue the current situation going. So I am very much worried about that.
are you telling me that you are ranking number 51 of the entire Japanese population
yes,
in
yes,
terms
right.
of the
Yes.
volume?
Yes. So that company will
You're on the
bankrupt.
leaderboard.
Yeah, that company will bankrupt. Its current situation will going on. I'm very much worried about this.
so by the way, guys, so I found this topic from Asahi Journal. So Edo-san, so what do you think about this news?
What kind of news
so
are you
could
talking
you open the my link, which I sent on the Skype chat?
about? This one?
Yes, please.
Oh,
What do you think about that? Well, this news. I hate Asahi Shimbun, but I think this, I think this news is a very disgustful news. I think.
Oh, this is intentionally something wrongdoing.
Outgoing self-restraint.
This is
So
Asahi
this
newspaper is
Is this true?
every time manipulating the information. I don't believe it. Japan 90% decrease? No kidding.
no,
Yeah. So please
I'm so
scroll
sorry.
down. So Tokyo is we did self-isolation, but probably I think
Just nine.
the last yes 東京いや報告書ではうんぬんのとこですね。
Where?
報告書下から2番目の段落です。It's mean the except Tokyo, so another cities is
Maybe this is right.
So they're saying that actually the people who are going to the office is still
Yeah.
90%.
Yeah, but what this mean 9%?
9% is the
Decrease.
number and decrease of those.
Going outside, right? Going outside, right?
Yeah, stop coming back to office.
Going outside, right?
yeah 職場へ来る yeah coming going to office I think.
Ah,
9%.
Okay. This is right. They're true. And company asked them to. The Japanese company normally they don't decide not to come. But
Yeah,
when they
comes to Tokyo only we look at the number in Tokyo, it's saying that 30%.
when they're going to take these statistics up to this, I think if they're going to take a statistic mid-March, maybe right. But now is more than that. Now is more than 30%, 40%.
Right.
but 2 weeks, 3 weeks before, I think 9% is accurate. Now is the Tokyo City people, many company very serious, force them to go to their company.
Yeah.